Okay, so in this video, I'm going to teach you the basics of adding zoom to a stage. This worm stage that we're looking at here was recently released by Mr. Lort. It's got a lot of details in the background, so I think it makes it like a good candidate to be turned into a zoom stage. Some stages just aren't very fit to be zoom stages, like stages with a lot of like vertical deltas or a piece of the background that moves independently that was never meant to be seen in full zoom. But this stage doesn't have either of those two issues, so I'm going to use it as my demonstration example. Okay, now in Fighter Factory, we go down and we go to the camera section. I usually go to the dead bottom when adding zoom, but it doesn't really matter where you type in these two lines of code. So we're adding two lines of code here. We got zoom in equals 1 and zoom out equals, let's start with 0.8. Now we're going to be pushing the zoom to its absolute limits in this example, but it really doesn't have to go to its absolute limits. It's really up to a matter of taste to how much you want to zoom out. Okay, here's what zoom 0.8 looks like in the stage. So we walk left and right and pulls out in the zoom, and we still have some stage left up top. So that means we can push it even farther than 0.8 before we start having to rein it in. Okay, so let's go back into Fighter Factory, and this time let's try 0.5. Okay, so this is what 0.5 looks like. Walk left to right. Up, we've now gone, you can see the there's space below the stage where the water's ending, and there's exposed void at the top. So we've definitely pushed it too far with that 0.5. Okay, since we know 0.5 is a little bit too much, let's change it to 0.53. Okay, this is 0.53. As we can see, there's no exposed void on the top of the stage at full zoom and no exposed void on the bottom of the stage at full zoom. However, there is still some problems. Now you may have noticed that the water breaks on the left and the right. So if you've seen the bound video, that was like one of the first videos in the series, you know how to reduce the bound so you can't see over there. And the same thing with the top. You just turn your bound high down until it stops letting you see up there. So let's do that real quick. Okay, so we've changed the bound left to -10 and bound right to 10 from 300. Now when you also push your bound high to the extreme limit on a zoom stage, you're probably going to want to change that to 0 because there won't be any room left above the stage. This is going to cause another problem later, but we'll get to that in the next tutorial. Now this is the stage after we finish messing with the bounds, so we can't go left to right and not far enough to see that the water gets clipped off, and we can't jump above the stage anymore to see the exposed void up there. But this still leaves one big problem that I'll get to in the next tutorial, which I'll be calling improving zoom.